So there's two microphones. Please feel free to run over everybody and tackle people. My goodness. Good morning. Wow. This is, if not the prettiest crowd, also the prettiest venue that we are ever going to be in. Fantastic. You guys are fabulous, by the way. I mean, this is an amazing event, an amazing first time event. The energy is just, it's like nothing else. So thank you, London. That's awesome. So we'll jump right into questions. I got one for this guy because it's been something he's been talking about a long time, is American Ninja Warrior, the Red Nose Day. That's been a long time coming. Talk about that and what it was like to actually run that course.
So running the course for Ninja Warrior is, and if you haven't seen it, it aired this past week. We raised some money for Red Nose Day, which I know is something that originated here in the UK. It's very cool. And running the course on Ninja Warrior, it's terrifying because all the lights, I mean, when you see it, they put everything over water. And so if you want to know what that's like, you know, walk across a balance beam that's 2 inches off the ground, but it's solid ground underneath you. You'll zip across it. You won't even think about it. Do the exact same thing, exact same width, except do it over water, and you panic immediately because you think you're going to fall in. So Ninja Warrior was great. I got pretty far, but after the second obstacle, if you see it, you'll see me before the third obstacle go like that to my arm. It's because I thought I tore my bicep off of the bone on the second obstacle. I couldn't feel anything from there to there. So I think all things being considered, it went pretty well.
Did you make it as far as you thought you were going to, or did you make it as far as you thought you were going to go?
I made it as far as I thought I could go. I was really worried about those blocks that rotate when you roll, when you run past them, because they say, don't worry if they're tilted off to the side or if they're level, just hit the middle and go as fast as you can, which again is a great idea, except when they're tilted in a weird way and they're over water.
Morning, Stephen.
Hi. So far, so good. People have been telling me the weather's always like this.
It's definitely aggressive Glasgow windy, that's for sure.
That I hear, that I hear.
My question's also with Ninja Warrior. First of all, you totally kicked ass.
Thank you.
And I have watched it a few times. But what I would like to know is, which obstacle did you find the most difficult on the course?
Well, the one that I fell on, I saw a guy do it and how they do it, and what you have a tendency to do if you're inexperienced with climbing and you're used to utilizing your upper body, you make everything very tense and you make it all about your arms, when in actuality you're just supposed to hang there and it's supposed to be your core that helps you sway, which is much easier because then you're just basically hanging. So that was obviously difficult. I think I could learn that one. But the most difficult one is those floating blocks that you have to run across. Because it's just like, you know, that was just basically what I did. Yeah, that was definitely the most challenging.
Yeah, thanks again, it was awesome to watch.
Thank you.
Season 4, you became the magical green hammer.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that was really the greatest thing?
What do you mean, like season 4 in general?
Well, yeah, like you would have thought they'd bring back like Constantine or Satana or someone like that, and they had you as the magical person.
Yeah, you know, we tried magic on the show, and you have to try things on the show. We're going to try things in season 6 that are going to work. We're going to try things in season 6 that aren't going to work. I think that ultimately, I was reading a review about season 4 of Arrow, and there were lots of parts of season 4 that I really loved. That people didn't like. Lots of parts of every season that I love that people don't like, and there are parts that I dislike that people enjoy, which is part of viewing a television show. But I read something online from a reviewer that I really respect, and he said, you know, it feels like the most Arrow part of Arrow season 4 happened on an episode of Legends of Tomorrow, when they showed Old Oliver. And I read it, and I went, shit. He might be right. So I just thought that, because I loved having Neil McDonough on the show and would have him back in a second, but I thought that, you know, leaning back into some of the stuff that we do on the show and have cultivated over, you know, the first 3 seasons and also the 4th season was the better way to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Your favorite villain of all time in the actual horror series?
Is Josh right behind me? By the way, just quickly, if we get a chance to come back to London and we're in this venue, next year for my panel, you have to just let me rappel down from my booth. I thought Manu Bennett in season 2 did a marvelous job. I don't think of John as a villain so much. Maybe because I know him, but I thought also that the personal element this year between Oliver and Adrian, and you know, just the fact that we were able to button up so much of the story and so many of the things. Someone put me. They put a comment on my page. They're like, you should got to check out this guy's video. It's a reaction video. I didn't really know about reaction videos, and then I ended up on a big deep dive of reaction videos to the season finale. And I swear to God, to a man and a woman, everyone as they were watching the final scenes, I went, full circle, full circle, full circle, season 1, and that to me meant a lot. So I think that Josh and the Prometheus villain probably fit the very best into a season, but I think that from an iconic standpoint, it certainly does for me. Thanks, man.
I have 2 questions. The first one is, when I'm older, I want to be an actor. What do you suggest I do to become one?
Well, that's the awesome thing about acting, is you don't have to wait until you're older. You can do it right now. Do you have a phone? No, not like with you. Just that, like the general question. Do you own a phone? Okay. Your phone has a video camera?
Yeah.
Do you have internet access?
Yeah.
You can be an actor. And what I mean by that is that in this day and age, there's nothing keeping you from practicing and creating content and putting that stuff out on platforms that allow you to get real-time feedback. So as long as you can differentiate the positive feedback from the people that are being mean for no reason, then you can start to move in that direction. And I would find stuff and find classes and find movies and television shows that inspire you, and then just try to emulate that. And from that experience, you'll start to find your groove.
My second question is, can you say you have failed the city?
What's your name?
A day.
A day?
Yeah, a day.
A day. A day, you have failed this.
The skirts are a very bad idea.
Emily has the best idea, because we're standing in photo op, she's like, can I pick you up? Nope, wearing a skirt. Want to sit down? Wearing a skirt. Is it going to stay long? Nope, wearing a skirt.
So I'm going to do that. I've been standing for years now. Doing it well.
Emily, on behalf of this entire room, welcome to London, and we're very happy that you came here.
Alright, so while we got Emily, maybe we should mix it up just a little and take some questions from 2 of them or similarly. Does anybody online really have a question? Just let them
Just watch.
No, come on.
Supergirl has a question for the 2 of us.
Come up, Supergirl.
You both done a lot when it comes to Arrow, Flash, and Legends, but when it comes to the different story arcs, things like that, what's been your favourite section across all 3 series, for both of you?
I always remember fondly when the universe first own show, because that was, I think, just like a big change in sort of where we were going, or just where we thought we were going. And it just gave us a new bookmark, a new chapter, even new novels. It's been awesome.
I like the quieter moments on the show. Like Emily and I had a lot of fun this year shooting the episode where we're trapped in the bunker.
I remember it fondly.
The only part about that wasn't fun is that we filmed that episode right around the time that I shot American Ninja Warrior. And I kept having to, with my really, really, really hurt arm, I kept having to just pick Emily up off the ground.
And I couldn't help because I couldn't use my legs, so it's just dead weight. And he's injured.
Yeah, it was good though.
Climbing ladders and things.
That was fun. Climbing ladders. It's just like, it was always going to be something, but that episode was a lot of fun. I like when we have but in general, I like when we have the quieter moments because we've all done action scenes and, you know, Emily's relayed coordinates in the field and been in the field like 1,000 times. But it's when you stumble into an episode and you find a 3.5-page scene that's just a scene between two people talking. That's really exciting. I like that.
Got one more for you.
Hi, my question is for both of you.
Sure.
A while ago, we saw a crossover episode between Flash and Supergirl. It was a musical episode. And I wanted to know if you would like to do another musical episode of your own.
You know, I recently just found out how good a singer you are.
Pardon? Is it for us or
You look at this website right now. You're pressing your luck. You should just Google us singing at Comic-Con last year. It was a one-off. Yeah, that was not bad. Are you ever gonna? Would you, if you were asked to appear on one of the other shows to do a musical episode, would you do it?
Yeah, as long as John Barrowman was there, I'd do it.
As long as John was there, I'd do it. I'm not singing on Sunday morning, but
It's a
I
hard,
do.
it's a
I
hard
do
no.
appreciate it.
It's a hard no.
Who would you like to team up with, and who would you like to go against?
We have anybody or the choices of them.
You, from the whole universe, anyone you want.
This is a sort of, if we were going to do a feature-length film, what I would like to do is I would actually use every single important character from the history of the show that people thought were really important. I'd like to put them all in a situation where they all have to work together, and I would like to put the entirety of the amount of money that we put into an entire season into like 98 minutes of screen time and see what happens.
And Batman.
And yeah. Played by Robbie Amell. That'd be great.
Awesome. Everybody give it up for Emily. Thank you for graduating.
My question is, is there any time that you wanted to slap Oliver in the face and tell him, what are you doing?
Like today? No, I mean, look, I do like playing a character that has flaws, for sure, because flaws are what make us interesting. I haven't talked with the producers a lot about season 6, but one of the things that I did say is that based off of everything that has happened this year, everything about the introduction of a team and relying on other people, and not just getting yourself in a predicament and immediately drilling down and saying, I'll handle it by myself, I said, going forward, Oliver has to have learned that's not the right way. If we're still doing that after everything that happened this year, people are going to be like, well, he's never going to learn, and they're probably going to change the channel. So I think that... Did you hear Batman had just come to the stage?
I was wondering where everybody went. Anyway, table and I was wondering if you've told anybody what you're doing on Thursday.
Yes, at long last, Thursday is the first day of principal photography on Code 8.
That's all I'm here for.
Okay.
Have a great panel.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Oh, hey guys, wait a minute. I do get asked a question, didn't I? What was it? I forget. It's Sunday.
Slap all over the face.
Oh, yeah. By the way, as I was saying that and everyone started cheering, I'm like, oh my God, does everyone agree with me that much? That timing made me feel awful for about 4 seconds. I know, I think it's very important that like next year he learns those lessons and we start to, it would be nice to see someone being irrational and like brick-headed and have Oliver go, you know, maybe think about this one a little bit for the following reasons. I think that would be a more interesting thing to play going forward in the show.
Very cool. All right.
Hello, my name is Amell. I have 2 questions.
Okay.
Number 1, what was your inspiration to be an actor?
Well, inspiration comes in different times, and my inspiration to really get on the path that I was on now came after just being in Toronto and being in the business for a good 8-9 years, and I hadn't really had a lot of success, and I had a really awful year, and I just started thinking about the things in my life that made me happy. Family was one of them, friends, my dog, Louis, was in there, and I kept coming back to acting, and how happy it made me. And it's when I started doing it for those reasons that a lot of the elements of my career that you guys have seen, and the elements of my career that have brought me to a spot like this, that's when they started to happen.
And the second question is, what's your favorite thing to do in your free time?
I don't know why I put this microphone in, but
He actually was right behind me. What is it?
He lets me do that to him right now, but in real life he would kill me. Okay? Be the fastest death ever.
Where's it? Let's get Josh a chair. Grab a chair. Come sit, man.
Okay, I got one.
What's my favorite thing to do in my free time?
Josh, good.
What's your favorite thing to do in your free time?
I just play sports.
Okay. My favorite thing to do in my free time right now is to hang out with my family. Because there's lots of times where, you know, my daughter's a champion sleeper. And there's lots of times where sometimes I have to leave in the morning before she gets up and back at night after she goes to bed. So I want to make sure that I'm spending as much time as I can with them when I'm free. What about you? Free time?
What I like to do for free time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got same bro. I've got an 8-month-old son at home, and he's a pretty hilarious cat. So when it's not with him, it's I watch a lot of professional wrestling. Me and this guy connected on that. I'm a big WWE mark, and man, honestly, we talked about it right before we got up here. We're geeks, man. So I read a lot. I like to watch my TV that I enjoy. You know, just kind of hang out. Eat a lot of food. Eat a lot of food.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, buddy.
What's your favorite superhero?
Who's my favorite superhero? The Flash. What about you?
The Flash.
Dumb question. Who's your favorite superhero?
The Green Arrow.
Is it? Or did your mom tell you to say the Green Arrow? It is? I appreciate that very much. Who's your favorite superhero?
Supergirl.
Okay. More important question. Who's your favorite Disney princess?
Rapunzel.
Okay. I like the puns answer.
Thank you. Right, over here.
What's the hardest stunt you had to do on set?
I was saying last night, I don't know if it was the hardest, but our day on the boat was exhausting. It was really like, we're out on a boat for an incredibly emotional scene that, you know, was very delicate and very tricky and had so many moving parts to it. Everyone was worried about the weather, and I was really worried that we'd be so caught up in getting the cool shots that we would miss the important ones, which are the ones that are like right there and right here, because that's what the scene was about. And the last thing that we shot that day before we lost the sun was a drone shot of the boat. So it didn't require anything from me and Josh. It just required us to basically be in our positions because it was just going to show the size and the scope of everything. And in between those takes, before we had to stand up, the two of us would just be sitting there like this. It's a hard day.
I'll tell you about this guy. If you guys remember that episode in the cell where I got to torture him a little bit, you know? Okay, I was just gonna say, bro. There were 2 days this like on the boat day and that day. This man was shackled to the ground. Okay, there was not fake shackles. Those were real shackles, and we were in that cell for 12 hours. You know, and he would take them off, and you could see the marks on his wrists. You know, it was a pretty cool day. My respect for this guy grew a whole lot because those are the days that we knew were really important. Because those are the days when you start to get into the guts of these guys. You know, you're starting to see what they're made of. So those were some fun days for sure.
Hi, my question is, what thing do you like doing the most?
Eating is too simple an answer, isn't it?
I like watching movies.
Yep.
What's your favorite movie?
I don't really have.
You don't? Okay, give me your top 2 favorite movies.
I think we'll go with Frozen and The Boss Baby.
I love those movies.
My favorite scene in The Boss Baby is when they're getting ready for their big adventure and he puts the baby powder on his butt and then he toots. I laughed. Did you laugh when that happened?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright,
You've touched on this one already a bit. I know Stephen, you were to read for a little bit. It was one of the best celebrity appearances we had.
Thank
it was
you.
the best one, bro. It was the best one.
You made half the ropes, dude. We have the ropes, okay? Is that something we can expect to see ever again? Maybe bringing in someone else? Maybe a bit of a villain?
The worst thing that I had to do to Josh this year had nothing to do with what happened on the screen. It had to do with when he couldn't join me at WrestleMania. It was so sad.
It's so sad, man. We've been planning this for about a year, you know, and he's like, hey man, next year, April 1st, April 2nd, we're going home, and 2 months out, we're like, oh, 2 months, we're gonna go. A month out, oh my gosh, we're gonna go. Literally the week of, he texts me about 2 weeks before, he's like, have you heard? And I was like, did I hear what? He's like, you gotta work on Monday, bro. And I was like, no, man. So then on Tuesday before, I get a text from him with a giant cardboard cutout of my head that said, don't worry, homie, you're coming with me. And so that day, every hour on the hour, I got a text from him smiling, my head smiling, and a wrestler. Just all day, tracking the day. Me in the front row, my head, you know, like me getting to meet guys. I had the best, I met so many wrestlers that day, bro.
I would love to do something with wrestling again. I don't know what that's going to be. I think being in WWE would be really cool. I think that Cody, who I worked with, is doing such great stuff now with Ring of Honor and New Japan. That would be cool. But I need to get back to the ring one more time. Because the first time, I was so, the second that I stepped outside the curtain, all of the moisture zapped from my entire mouth. I was so nervous. I was so nervous that I literally forgot to get in the ring.
Hey, you want to know a funny story? Yeah, you want to know a funny story? So, like I told you, I'm a big WWE fan. So I was at, and I was sitting, and I had my seat, and all of a sudden in walks Colin Donald, who you guys know. In walks some of his other buddies. And I'm sitting there, and I didn't call him from before. So I became a big fan of this guy, no lie, because I've watched a couple celebrities try to get in there and do their thing. And all of a sudden I see this guy who fits perfectly in there, and I'm fangirling, you know, just like hands above my head, just like, he's doing amazing! I'm so proud of him, you know? And then fast forward, I get to work the first day, and, you know, I meet him, and I'm like, hey man, it's good to meet you, good to meet you. So I saw your wrestling match, man. Oh, it was awesome.
That's really how that went.
It's legit, man. It's like, and I saw Ninja Turtles, we're so good at that, bro.
Thanks, man.
The first is, can you tell us what the theme for season 6 is? Is you or is family? What about you?
Season 5 was legacy. From what I understand, the theme of season 6 is family.
Okay. So we're going to see William again?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Mike and I'm from Hyde Park in London.
Okay.
I'm from New York.
And I have one question. What's your favorite Flash crossover that you ever done?
Favorite
Flash.
my favorite Flash crossover was when I appeared in the very first episode of Flash. For a variety of reasons. It was really cool to, you know, say a line like, saving people in a flash. I mean, you live as an actor for that moment, but the cooler part about it was that this was during the second season of Arrow, and it was an opportunity for me to go back and see David Nutter, who directed our pilot, who basically put together the exact same crew to film the pilot of The Flash, and just to think back to that moment and to be a small part of it happening all over again for someone else being Grant, that was really cool. That will always be very special. Thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Gentlemen, hello. Very nice to meet you both. So first, the finale was amazing. Like really, many tears were shed. Like the scene on the boat with the both of you and the scene on the phone, I was an emotional wreck afterwards. So I'm partly not, partly really happy about it. So thank you for being amazing actors. My question is for Steven, actually. Sorry, Josh. So we know that you and Emily do a lot of improv, and Mark did release the script for the 520 the Samuel Piracy.
Yep.
So I wanted to know, how did it go? Because it's nothing like what you shot. So I just wanted to know, did Emily and you just came up with something better and everyone just went with it? Just how did it got decided?
No, I mean, I was explaining, if you come by my table later, you will see a very, very awful drawing of a tree, which I was trying to use as an analogy. But the script is like a tree, and you don't want to poke a hole in the tree, but you can add additional stuff around it that they can take or they can leave, right? So a lot of the things that happen on the show that are ad-libs are not me creating lines, but a lot of the times that stuff is written, it's written like speeches and not like conversation, which I think is a commonality through all of television and film. And just occasionally, it's honest and truthful to react to something, and they can take that reaction or they can leave it. You know,
So Emily and I just had fun with that scene, and I'm sure that there was a version that was very close to exactly what was on the page, and we leave it up to the director and the editors and the producers to pick the moments that they like. You know, sometimes they do, more often than not they don't, and it more closely resembles what you see on the page.
Thank you. Well, the whole episode and this scene was really good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I like playing red wine drunk all over.
Yeah, that's a good one. Hey, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later.
Hey, Libby.
Hi, my question is, do you get to see the completed episode before it's aired? And if not, do you watch it at home? Because I know some actors don't like to watch what they do.
That's a great question. I watch the network cut. The network cut tends to be somewhere in the area of 45 seconds to a minute longer than what you guys see. So they'll pull a minute out of that. And generally that's not by taking out a scene. That's more, you sort of pluck the air out of things or you condense something. But the network cut is the equivalent to, remember that trend of people that were taking selfies of themselves first thing in the morning with no makeup on? That's what the network cut is like. If you can like the network cut, you're gonna love the episode. Because it's not color corrected, the sound mix is not done, it uses a temporary score in it, and it has temporary visual effects. So you really have to focus in on the performance and the story, because all the other bells and whistles aren't there. I watched that episode, because that episode to me is the proper litmus test of, are the performances on point? Do I like the story? And do I have, and also at that point too, if I have a note or like I find a glaring omission, I can pass it on. So I watched that one.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do you find yourself doing your own acting or something kind of?
Yeah. I feel like if I notice a tick, I'll try to, try to deal with it. But it's mostly, if I'm ever upset about something, it's mostly that I know, because the nature of our filming, even if one take is terrific, we're probably going to do 2 or 3. So occasionally they pick a take, and selfishly, I wish they would have picked another.
Right, let's keep everyone listening.
Right.
Hi, Steven. I'm from France. Thank you for being here. Can you do your little speech, at the beginning of the episode when you say, my name is Oliver Green,
I totally forgot it, I swear to God. I don't even remember what it was this year, because again, I never watched the episode that airs. So I recorded in like August, and then I never think of it again. So I'll tell you what.
From season 1, maybe?
Oh, I can't remember that. I'll tell you what, when the next one comes out, I'll tweet it. I'll tweet that I just did this, they call it the Saga Cell. And then I'll make sure that the next con that I go to, someone will ask me, or I'll have James remember to ask me, and I will do it, and we'll put it on the internet.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. That would be a very interesting story. I'll tell you that much. I think Oliver is more equipped to be a father than maybe he realizes. And I hope that he'd do a really good job. But that would certainly create an interesting dynamic. Yeah, it's too bad that at the end of the season everybody died.
The second question is, if you could get rid of any trait from Oliver, what would it be?
Eyeshadow? No. Any trait from Oliver that I could get rid of? I would just say that Oliver is he's a very linear thinker. He's a very task-oriented person, and based on the nature of our show, he doesn't take a lot of time to stop and relax. In our penultimate episode this year, Felicity says to Oliver, she's like, how's this going for you? Kind of relaxing. He's like, it's torture, it's awful, I hate it. It would be nice if that wasn't something, if he need conflict and strife and adversarial people in his life in order to feel more. That would be nice. Thank you. Hey, thank you.
You are really, really good at that. Not because of you, we've got so many other shows now.
It's not all because of me, but thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
If you could play anyone other than Oliver in the Green Arrow, who would you play?
Anyone other than Oliver?
Yeah.
Diggle. Enjoy the show, but if that's not your answer, you should rethink your position. You get, a couple people maybe picking someone else. Diggle. My favorite scene to play with John? Oh, jeez. That's tough to say. I think in the early going, my favorite scene, I didn't have a favorite scene per se to play with John, but when we were filming in the first season, they didn't even tell me that he was the Dark Archer. No one told me. So when I found out, it corresponded with our 9th episode of the season, which was his reveal, our first big fight, and our first time spending all night shooting together. It also corresponded with, it was the Friday, October 12th, because the show had just premiered for the first time on October 10th. And I had so many thoughts, so many questions, and the premiere had all of his knowledge that he derived from his career, from Doctor Who, from Torchwood, from all the different shows, and everything that John does. I was just able to pepper him with questions, like Josh Sagara peppering me with wrestling questions. And that was probably one of, if not the most valuable nights and experiences I've ever had shooting the show. Thank you.
I think I speak on behalf of everyone here when I say that we're really proud to call you our hero.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
I recently had the experience of going for a drink with my hero. Who would be yours with if you could go for a drink with someone?
If you can make that hero to have a drink with, who would it be?
If I could pick a hero to have a drink with?
It doesn't have to be a superhero.
Can they be a fictional person?
It can be fictional, live, or dead.
I'm gonna go with John McClane. Seems like he'd be a good guy to pick with. As long as he was super pissed off about something. I'd really like to hear late 80s, still rated R, John McClane, just like bitch about politics or something, or just like, millennials, stuff like that. That'd be great. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'd like to thank all you celebrities for coming here, making this event special for everyone. I've got 2 questions. Question 1 is, of all the girls that Oliver's been with, who would you choose?
Sunday morning, Dan. Sunday morning. What do you mean big with? Is that what you mean big with? Is that what you mean? Oh, you mean like had a meal with? Okay. What's your next question?
If you could be in any of British programs, which one would it be?
You mean other than Loose Women?
I was on Loose Women on Friday with John and found out about a British term for everyone. I would love to be just somebody in the original UK version of The Office, which is one of my favorites of all time. I'm like the stupid coffee guy who's from Toronto who speaks super Canadian. That would be fun. Thanks, man.
Thank you, buddy. All right, guys, that's it. Everybody. All right.
This was when I was passed out when you said that. You gave me no warning. Just put the Band-Aid on.
Here we go.
Okay.
Just want to say, firstly, episode 17 was great. I feel like that was your best performance.
Thank you.
So, well done on that. My question is concerning us to Oliver, and I wanted to know, do you think you would treat him a little better than one?
I think that everything is different for Oliver if he doesn't get on the boat. You know what I mean? Everything is different. And you know, there was obviously a version there. You know, there's an Earth where, you know, it's Oliver against Laurel forever. But I think that, you know, Queen's Gambit, Sarah, a variety of other things. Almost all his fault. Sorry, that's wrong. All his faults. You know, made it so it wasn't meant to be. Thank you. Hey, before we wrap up, I know that John said something yesterday that I thought he spoke very brilliantly and very candidly, and I don't want to try and add anything because I don't want anything to be added. But this weekend was going to be special, regardless of what happened a few days ago. But your spirit and your participation and just the general joy and enthusiasm that you guys have brought to this weekend is something that myself and James, Josh, and Emily, and Robbie, and everyone that is here, it's something that we will never, ever forget. You owe yourself a giant, thorough, and emotional round of applause. Next year around the same time we come back again.